Jello again. Aaron here from My Turbo Reviews. And I've got myself the Toys R Us exclusive Titans Return Chaos on Velocitron set. I'll be taking a quick look at this in the video, each figure in their alternate in their robot modes, and giving my thoughts on each. Let's crack it open. Okay. First things first, we have some inserts. We've got the instruction booklet and a little collector card with the same box art. And then a third instance of that box art, but this collector poster also has tech specs for each of the robots. And then we get on to the meat and potatoes of the set. Which is, of course, the toys themselves. And I'll be taking a look at each one individually, and again, giving my thoughts. The first figure I wanted to talk about was Rodimus Prime. I was unable to get any video of him that wasn't blurry for some strange reason, so I'm showing off these pictures of him. There's not a lot to talk about anyway. He's a Titan Master who looks as much like Generation 1 Rodimus Prime as is possible with a figure this tiny. He's made out of die-cast metal, and he changes into a decent approximation of Generation 1 Rodimus Prime's head, and that's really all there is to say about him. He's not bad, he's not great, and that's about it. Next up is Titans Return Fast Clash, who is the updated version of Generation 1 Fast Lane, one of the Autobot clones. And his alternate mode is interesting. Most of his appendages don't peg into anything, so they're dependent on the joints being tight to have them stay in place. In robot mode, Fast Clash is a little on the short side, mostly due to the way that his legs transform. He's got two symbols on him. In addition to his Autobot symbol, he also has a symbol that is meant to evoke the idea of the rub sign on the original figure, that you would rub and reveal that he is the clone that changes into the car. And Hasbro is a little, I guess I want to say evasive on this guy, in the fact that they're not sure whether or not he's a Legends class figure to begin with. On the one hand, they've said that he's a little bit too big and has a little bit too much engineering in him to be considered a Legends class. And on the other hand, they've gone ahead and said that, yes, his brother, Cloudraker, and Wingspan, who are coming out in a 2-pack that's exclusive to Walgreens later on, yes, those are Legends class figures. So I'm not sure which story is correct, Hasbro, but for the time being, until I know any different, I will call him a Legends class figure. And as such, he's not bad, but I have better Legends class figures. Next up is Deluxe Class Nautica. Even though she is a reuse of the Titans Return Blur mold from the very first wave, she still has some newly molded bits, and I do like the way that the Blur mold sort of fits on her. Opening up her passenger compartment reveals Titan Master. This is Parsec, and Parsec interacts with Nautica in her robot mode, which we'll see right now. And this is Nautica in her robot mode, where of course little Parsec becomes the head for Nautica. And she's nice. I like her a lot. I like the colors on her. I like the new face sculpt for the Titan Master. I like the large Autobot symbol right there on her chest. And I know some people don't really care for this toy. She doesn't look enough like she did in the comic book. But I don't care. Not everything has to look like the comic book. And she comes with the same weapon that the Blur mold has been coming with, albeit in a completely different color. And the gun will fit into her fist where she can hold it quite nicely. Next up is Laser Prime, which is a repaint of the Optimus Prime Titan's Return Voyager figure. And he's nice in his truck mode. He does resemble G2 Laser Prime, down to the detailing on the side of the tanker. Unfortunately, this detailing is all stickers, and it's very prone to peeling off, with some people noting that theirs had the stickers peeling off right out of the box. And I'm hoping to keep mine in as decent condition as it is now. But of course, this isn't his only alternate mode. He also becomes this awkward looking jet, which is not something that the original G2 Laser Prime did, but given that this thing is being remolded into Titan's Return Octane or Octone, the figure needed to have that third mold retooling because Octane is traditionally a triple changer. This mode is the weakest of the three. Unfortunately, there's parts that don't tab in anywhere, and again rely on the tightness of the joints to hold them in place. It's not terrible, but it also does reveal some more stickering that is prone to peeling off, and I've got my fingers crossed that it doesn't happen to this figure over time. And of course, Laser Prime comes with this little guy. This is Diak, and he will interact with Laser Prime in his robot mode. Did anyone guess that little Diak is going to become the head of Laser Prime? If so, give yourself 5 robot points. Now, you're supposed to press this little blue bit on Optimus Prime's belly and pop up some extra ears to buff out the head a little bit, but I kind of like the way that he looks, sans those extra ears. And in this mode, he's really reminiscent of G2 Laser Optimus Prime, down to the Optimus Prime detailing on his chest. He also comes with 2 accessories, that being a laser that looks quite similar to the gun that, again, the original G2 Laser Optimus Prime came with, which will fit quite snug into his fist. And also a sword, because G2 Laser Optimus Prime had a sword. Overall, he's nice. I have the regular retail release of this mold in the more traditional G1 Optimus Prime colors, and I have to say that I think this figure holds together better than that one does, and I think I like the colors a little bit better on this one too. And rounding out the Chaos on Velocitron set is Quick Switch. I have him here in his car mode to start with, because this is how he came right out of the box. But if you know anything about Quick Switch, you know that he has 6 modes total. Well, let's run through them. First we have car. And second mode is some sort of winged wolf creature. Third mode is a silly looking tank of some sort. Fourth mode is a submarine. You have to sort of suspend your disbelief on this one. His fifth mode is labeled simply a jet. Looks more like a spaceship to me. And like the other two in this set, Quick Switch comes with a little Titan Master of his own. This one is Dynamis, and I'm sure you know by now what's going to happen, how he's going to interact with Quick Switch in his robot mode. And thus we come to Quick Switch's last but certainly not least mode, his robot mode. It's based slightly off of the G1 Quick Switch, with the added caveat that he's more or less a repaint of Titan's Return 6-shot. Little Dynamis, of course, is the head for Quick Switch. And Quick Switch's robot mode suffers from a slight design flaw in that his knees are a little floppy, making him a little difficult to stand up. And he does come with two weapons, which you may have seen attached to some of his alternate modes. And he can hold those in his hands quite well. Overall, Chaos on Velocitron is a nice premium set. It's not something that I would in any way, shape, or form say is necessary, but it's very decent to have, and you do get a better version of that Optimus Prime mold. You do get a fan favorite character, albeit not what some fans were expecting in Nautica, and you do get an exclusive to this set mold until the Walgreens set comes out, and that is Fast Clash. Little Rodimus Prime is nice, and he rounds out the 5 figures in this set. It's not something that I would say rush out and get, but if it's something that you're looking for and you can find one, because it's quite difficult to come by, at least around my area, and you'd like to have these figures, then you could go far worse than getting this set. And as always, this is Aaron from My Turbo Reviews, saying catch you later.